This has taken me probably 2 or 3 years to finally bite the bullet and pick this up. I honestly kind of can't believe that I bought it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sitting down and I'm going to do a full face of the makeup that I recently purchased. So there's a few things from Colourpop because I tend to buy a lot from Colourpop, but also recently I made a trip down to Sephora. There's not a Sephora near me, so I have to go like plan a trip every time I visit Sephora. I kind of did some damage last time I was there, and then I also placed an order for a Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, so I really just wanted to sit down and kind of go through all these things and create a full face of makeup using the products that I have recently purchased. I know I always ask you guys, like in my recent video I asked you what you recently purchased, but this is kind of like flipping it around and showing you what I recently bought and why, and yeah, I'm really excited. I have worn some of these things before, just a little disclaimer, but I have not done like a proper wear test and really observed how I truly feel about any of these things yet. So that's what we're doing today. I've already got my brows on. Today I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I'm just gonna make sure the brows look even. I can always touch them up later. All right, we're gonna prep the eyes with my favorite eyeshadow base. I literally use this every day. This is the NARS Tinted Smudgeproof eyeshadow base, and I love to use the shade Light. Some of these products will not be new, like this one for example. So as we go through, I'll be sure to let you guys know which products I recently purchased and which ones I've already owned for a while. Okay, I'm going to blend this out using this brush. This is the Fenty Beauty Concealer brush. It is such a nice brush for blending out concealer or eyeshadow primer. So I'm just gonna make sure this is all over the eyelid. And I'm just taking that same brush and kind of pressing the product down, just so there's no brush lines. Okay, I am so excited to try this palette out. I first saw this on Instagram and my heart fluttered because literally I feel like it's me squished down into an eyeshadow palette. Huda Beauty recently launched these Nude Obsessions palette. They have a light palette, a medium palette, and a deep palette. I'm pretty sure the idea behind it was to kind of create a mini palette with neutrals that are perfect for light skin, medium skin, and deep skin. Obviously, all these colors can be used by anybody, but it's just kind of like your own little curated color story depending on your skin tone, which I think is really cool. So this one, seriously, you guys are gonna die at the inside. I at least died. I love this. This is the Nude Light palette. It has like this textured crocodile print on the front. Look at the inside. Ooh! Is this not me in an eyeshadow palette? I mean, come on. Like, look, my nails match it, my shirt matches it. This makes me so happy. It's also super tiny and really travel friendly. This is the first mini palette I've ever owned. I know she already has like a lot of different colors of these and different themes and things like that, and so many of you guys really love them. But this is my first one and I'm so excited to play with it today. I mean, look at that. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, let's start off with this shade right here. This is a beautiful like light pink. I'm not joking, you guys. I have been just dying to use this palette. I'm going to start by applying this in the crease, and then I'm going to take what's left on the brush and buff it up a little bit higher as our transition shade. I've really been impressed with Huda's eyeshadow palette formulas. I own the new Nude palette. I also just bought the Desert Dusk palette for a recent video, and this is my third palette that I've bought from them, and I am already so excited. Okay, I'm so excited about this. You know when you find a makeup product that you just love in every single way and it just screams your name and you already know it's going to be a favorite before you even try it? That was this for me. I mean, of course I'm going to try it out and review it for you guys, and I want to see how it wears and everything like that, but I really can already picture myself using this daily. I'm not lying. I'm so excited about it. By the way, just as a disclaimer, everything that I'm going to show you guys that's new, I bought. I know that's like the title, but I just want you to know that none of this is like new that I'm just interested in, that's PR. I don't know, I just felt like it would be kind of a fun video to show you guys what I personally am really interested in right now. And it's kind of fun because I always buy so much drugstore makeup because I love to review drugstore makeup and I love finding the best things at the drugstore. But then when I'm at Sephora, like I do have a wish list. Like I have things that I've kind of seen or heard people talk about that I personally really want to try. So that's basically what's in front of me, and I'll be sharing that with you in a second. Okay, that's just one shadow and I'm already in love. Let's see. Let's dip into this shade right here. This is so pretty. These don't have shade names, so I'm just gonna show you guys what they look like in the pan. I really love how these mattes blend out. I'm just gonna go ahead and start to deepen up the outer portion of the lid with this gorgeous purple shade. Are you kidding me? I'm so thrilled about this. The other two palettes are definitely more warm toned, or they have a few more warm tones than this. I could see a lot of people being like, what? This isn't like a nude neutral palette. In my book it is. Like, I would love to wear these colors every single day of my life. So to me, I love these kind of lavender pastel colors. But if you're someone who's not really into this color scheme, the medium and the deep palette are really beautiful as well. They do have some like more cranberry tones and just a little bit more wearable colors. Again, to me, this is the most wearable. I love these colors, but it could just be me. Okay, I feel like I have to use this color right here. I don't know. I just have to. So I'm just gonna take my finger and dip into that shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on more of the center of the eyelid, because I do want to use a different shade kind of in that inner corner. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I keep jumping up and down. Well, not jumping, bouncing up and down in my chair. Oh. Wow, I'm obsessed with that color. It's so sparkly, which I really love. You guys know how much I love a good sparkly eyeshadow, but there's no like glitter fallout. Oh, I really like that one. And I actually don't know if I own a color quite like this purple. I'm thrilled. I'm seriously so in love with this. I'm gonna take this shade right here, which looks so pretty. This has like really pretty pink and gold duochrome, I think, maybe? I'm taking that on a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna layer that in this inner corner here, blending it into the lavender shade. Oh yeah, it definitely has like a duochrome shift to it. It's more of a gold when you apply it, but there's definitely that pink undertone in it, which I think is really pretty. I'm just gonna take the tiniest bit of this brown shade, and I'm gonna layer this on the very outer corner of the eyes, just to kind of add a little bit of depth there. And then I'm gonna take my finger and go back into that lavender shade in the center, just to intensify that a little bit more. And then just because I'm excited, I'm gonna put this shade right here on the very edge of the eye, just to make kind of like a pretty shimmery gradient from the pink gold to lavender into like this deeper purple bronze color, which is really pretty too. I'm just excited, and I'm using probably more colors than I need to, but that's okay. I'm taking the brush that we were using with that very first pink shade, and I'm just making sure that everything is nice and buffed up toward the brow bone. I didn't add any extra product on this brush. I'm just using it to kind of blend upward. Okay, so I know these eyeshadows are really sparkly, but I did want to show you another palette that I recently picked up. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Charlotte Tilbury, but usually she has like 2 more matte shades, a deeper shade, or a prime shade. I don't really know. Okay, point is, in a lot of her palettes she has like a glittery shade, at least one. Actually, it's usually just one. This palette actually has all 4 shades being those glittery pops of sparkle. I tend to reach for those so much, so when I saw this at the front of Sephora, I was like, ooh, I think I would get a lot of use out of that. You can see I've already tried these top 2 colors, and it's probably what I'm gonna wear again today, but these 2 are also glitter toppers, but I would probably use those for more of a deeper eyeshadow look. So I'm gonna take this shade, the lightest one, just on my finger, and I'm just gonna pop that over the existing shadow in the inner corner. And it just adds a bit of sparkle. You can get the same effect with a lot of different products, but I'm somebody who loves the entire Pillow Talk collection. I love Charlotte Tilbury's sparkly shadow, so I personally was really interested in this, and I have been getting some use out of it, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure these edges are nice and blended out, and let's go ahead and clean up the fallout under the eyes. I always like to take my finger and just kind of press down the edges so it's not too harsh. Okay, there is actually a bit more glitter fallout than what I initially thought. It's not a deal breaker, but because of that, I am gonna add mascara now. I'm gonna use this one. This is from Nabla. This is not a new mascara. It's one of my very favorites. And I'm gonna go ahead and build up some mascara on just the top lashes. Okay, so that's about 2 coats on the top lashes. I love this mascara. I did get some mascara marks on the lids, but we will just wait till the end to wipe those off. All right, let's move on to complexion. I don't remember who was talking about this. Maybe it was a few people, but for some reason I had it saved in my Sephora loves list, and when I saw it in stores, I tried it out on my hand and I just really wanted to buy it, so I did. This is the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer. So this is the Soft Silk Primer. And I own their other primer, and to be honest, I don't really remember how I feel about it, and I also haven't used it in a while. But for some reason, I was really gravitated toward this. So I just put 2 pumps on the back of my hand. That's what it looks like. It's kind of an interesting texture. It has a bit of a gel-like consistency, and it smells very similar to their powders. Not quite as strong, but it has that same sort of a scent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over the face with my hands. Okay, so I like how this is sinking into the skin and it's drying down, but it definitely leaves a much more hydrating finish and feel on the skin. I'm moving my face around just to make sure I'm explaining everything correctly, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Okay, I bought this a while back. I didn't buy this at the same time as a lot of this other stuff, but I've only used it once and it was off camera, and I remember showing you guys on Instagram that I bought this, so I wanted to try it again and use it on camera to see how I really feel. These are the Becca Glow Silk Highlighter Drops. These are in the shade Champagne Pop, and I bought this because of a makeup artist that I follow. Actually, a few makeup artists use this, and it's a little bit too deep for me to be worn on top of foundation. So I saw one specific makeup artist apply it underneath the foundation in the high points, mostly on the cheeks. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm just gonna take a Fenty Beauty foundation brush and blend that out. And as you can see, it is a little bit deep for my skin tone, but underneath foundation, I'm hoping that it just kind of provides a bit of a nice glow from underneath. Maybe we'll do a little bit down the center of the nose. Okay, that definitely added some glow. I'm interested to see how it looks with the foundation on top. Okay, for foundation, this is something that I've had in my cart or in my loves list for a very long time. And right before I went to Sephora, I feel like I saw people talking about it everywhere. It just kept popping up in videos. I kept seeing it being mentioned in my comments and things like that. So I picked it up finally. This is the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. This is not a new foundation to the market by any means. I think it's actually pretty old. I don't know how old it is. But anyways, I picked this up because I heard so many good things about it. I've worn it once and I did not really pay attention to how I felt. So again, this is why I wanted to do a video using all these products so I can really get a good idea of how I feel about them. So I put about that much on my hand. It might be too much. By the way, the shade I picked up is Salzburg Light 3.5. And one of the things that I saw in the reviews is this doesn't have a pump. This is how it comes, and you have to buy the pump separately, but when you buy the pump, the cap doesn't fit anymore. So most of the complaints online that I've seen are about that. Just something that I wanted to point out. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take some of this with that Fenty Beauty foundation brush, and I'm just going to spread it all over the skin. Wow, I didn't take much at all. Like, there's still this much on my hand. But there are so many good reviews, and I remember when I filmed the video trying out your Holy Grail makeup, there was somebody, or even a couple of you, but one person specifically said that this is like their Holy Grail foundation, and you've been using it for like 2 or 3 years straight or something like that. So I remembered that, and then yeah, I just kept seeing it everywhere, so I really wanted to try it out. So once I feel like that's pretty evenly distributed, I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to take a bit of what's left on the hand. I don't know if I need the rest of it. I kind of poured out a lot. And I'm just going to go ahead and start to press this into the skin. Something's not combining well with my skincare. I don't know if it's the primer or the foundation, but it's starting to pill. I hate when that happens. Okay, I am taking some of what's left on the back of my hand and I'm building up the coverage on the cheeks. That's where I personally want the most coverage. I just have a lot of redness there. So I'm just adding what's left on just the cheek area. But I'm loving how this is blending out. It's also building really nicely and it's not looking cakey or too matte. I really like the finish of it, but it's also not too glowy. And I think it's kind of funny because the name is Sheer Glow, but I don't feel like it was very sheer. It's a little bit glowy. I feel like my skin looks healthy. But I definitely feel like you get more coverage than what the title suggests, which I'm not mad about because you guys know, or if you don't know, I love more of a full coverage base, but I don't want it to look or feel heavy, which is what this is kind of feeling like, that it's not heavy. I need to make myself more clear. Okay, I feel like that provided really nice coverage. What do you guys think? I think the finish of it is really beautiful. We're gonna do a little bit of a wear test today, just so we can really see how things, look by the end of the day. I'm just gonna quickly do some concealer. I just have this one right here. This is not new. This is one of my very favorite concealers. This is Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion, and I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that underneath the eyes. And I almost don't really want to spot conceal anywhere. Maybe the tiniest bit right here. But I kind of want to keep the rest of the skin showing so that we can see how the foundation wears. But I wanted to use this concealer because it's reliable and I just know how it looks under the eyes. I know that it's going to wear well, and so when I'm trying new things, I like to use just reliable staples everywhere else so that I can really see how I feel about the new products. Okay, this next product, this has taken me probably 2 or 3 years to finally bite the bullet and pick this up. I honestly kind of can't believe that I bought it. But as a makeup lover, I watch a lot of videos and I watch a lot of makeup artists do makeup on celebrities and things like that. And this has been a staple that I have seen in people's kits and I've heard people talk about for years now. And I've always wanted to try it, but the price point was just like so high that every time I went to buy it, I just couldn't do it. But then as we were shopping, we went into Nordstrom, and I'm never in Nordstrom because again, there's not a good mall near me. And I saw the display and I saw it and I saw the shade I wanted and I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I bought it. You guys, this is from Tom Ford. It's the Shade and Illuminate Contour and Highlighting Palette. It's a cream contour palette and it's in the shade 0.5. You can see I've been using it for a couple of days now and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks and we're gonna wear it and stuff like that. I still haven't really developed a full opinion on this. Maybe it's because it is so pricey that I'm not sure if it's like worth the price. But so far I've really enjoyed it. Anyway, let's just get to applying it. It's so funny because I will drop money on makeup so fast. And it's like the only category that I will do that. I'm just gonna take some on a small brush and start to shape out the face. But this Intensity 0.5 is a newer shade. And I think it's just perfect for light skin. I feel like you can't go overboard with this. But anyways, I'm just gonna start to apply this. But yeah, it's so funny because the day we were at the mall, I would see a really beautiful like purple sweater. And I would pick it up and I would look at the price and it would be $80 and I'd be like, no, like I'm so cheap when it comes to clothes. I just feel like clothes, I know it always goes on sale. Makeup hardly ever goes on sale. So for clothes, if I see something that's like either not on sale or too high of a price, it's so easy for me to just be like, nah, don't need it, never mind. But makeup, like I literally walked by this and this is $80, I believe. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, that's a need. I need that. Oh, and I just didn't even think twice about it. I'm just so funny about that. I feel like everybody has, you know, their thing that they don't really care to spend money on. And mine is makeup. Like it's always been that way. I will spend all of my money on makeup. And that is the story of how I bought Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I'm just taking my sponge and blending that in. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm hoping that you can see this on camera. I see it in the monitor. But see how natural that color is on my skin tone? I do really like that about this product. And it doesn't go on too dark. You really can't mess it up. And I just feel like even using it on the sides of the nose, you can't see it. I am really funny about like nose contour colors because I don't think I've ever really found one that I'm obsessed with for contouring the nose. But this one, I just feel like if I kind of apply it to the sides, it creates the most subtle definition and it doesn't look like stripes on the face. It's just the perfect color for my skin tone to be what looks like a shadow, which is what you want in a contour product. Okay, I'm just gonna take that same sponge and I am pressing out the creases underneath the eyes. I'm gonna take my Thrive Cosmetics powder today. This is another one of those things that is not new to me, but I absolutely love it. I'm just gonna press that underneath the eyes. Once the under eyes are set, I always love to take a larger fluffy brush with that same powder and I just press it into the skin to set the rest of the complexion. All right, let's go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I'm gonna take that same palette and dip into the pink color, the light pink on the top, and we're gonna go ahead and start to buff this across the entire lower lash line. I am starting to look like a cotton candy dream, which is what I strive to do every day of my life. I'm just continuing to build that and buff it out. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush and go into the mauve shade that we applied next on the top lid. And I'm gonna take some of that and just apply this a bit closer to the lash line. And I am going to apply it across the entire lower lash line. But I'm keeping most of the depth and pigment on the outer corner. And then as there's less on the brush, I'm just dragging it inward. All right, I'm taking a smaller brush and dipping into that really pretty lavender shade. And I feel like I need to spray the brush. I'm just gonna take some Fix Plus, give that a little spritz. And I'm going to press that along the entire lower lash line. Well, I guess not the entire lower lash line, like just the center right underneath where the same color is on the top lid. I'm just mimicking it. Okay, I'm gonna take the same brush and dip into that pink color. I just flipped the brush over and I'm gonna spray that as well. And I'm just gonna start to press that in this inner corner here to highlight. I really like this color. I'm actually gonna take that same color and I'm gonna use that to highlight the inner corner of the eye. Okay, I'm gonna take the center shade, which is just a matte nude color. I'm actually going to use that to kind of shape out the brow right here. I think that's really pretty. Okay, we're going to make sure the lower lash line is nice and blended. So I'm going to take a bit more of that light pink and I'm just going to buff that right underneath all the shadows just to make sure there's no harsh edges here. I love to buff the lower lash line down pretty far because my lower lashes are pretty long, so that's kind of like a good gauge. If you know how long your lower lashes are, then you can kind of buff around where they end. Do I want a nude eyeliner? I'm okay. I think we'll just leave it as is today. I'm just going to go ahead and apply mascara to the lower lashes. Okay, well, I got mascara on the lower lash line as well, so we're going to have to buff that off in a minute. The contour palette already added some shape, but we do need a little bit of warmth. So I'm going to take some of my Benefit Hoola bronzer, which I love. As you can see, I've hit pan. And I'm just going to go right above the contour and just kind of use this angled brush to press the bronzer into the skin. I just want a bit of warmth right above where we shaped out the face using the Tom Ford palette. And I'm going to do the same thing along the forehead, just to kind of warm that up a little bit. And I'm also going to drag a little bit of the bronzer along the jawline and down the neck. I always take the powder brush that I used and just kind of press and buff the bronzer just so there's no harsh lines. Okay, so this is definitely a brand new thing that I recently purchased, and I just did an entire review on this new Colourpop Disney collection, which I will have linked down below if you haven't seen it yet. But I wanted to use this blush today because I just felt like it would work really well with these tones. This is called Enchanted Mirror. I'm just gonna smile and apply this to the apples of the cheeks. And again, I'm kind of using like a pressing motion to apply this. I'm just continuing to layer this up. I think that's the perfect color to pair with these more lavender tones. For highlighter, I recently picked this up. This was another thing that had been on my wish list for a very long time. And then it actually won an award. It won an Allure Best of Beauty award. It was in the highlighter category, and so many highlighters won that when I filmed that video, I didn't actually purchase this, and then I regretted it, and I saw it in the store, and I bought it, and I tried it already, and I really do love this so far. This is the Hourglass Champagne Flash Vanish Highlighter Stick, and it is so pretty. So the way I like to apply it is I'll take my sponge, I just take a clean side of the sponge, and I just brush it on top of the highlighter just like this until I get quite a bit of product, and then I'll just lightly start to build that up on the high points of the face using the sponge. So you can see it starts to kind of build the shine and the color, but I like to kind of be patient with this and just build it up as I go, and I find that this works way better than trying to like draw it on the skin. And I've also found that this applies beautifully over top of powders, which is something that I always look for because I'm someone who always sets the sides of my face with some sort of a powder. So I love that this doesn't pick up the foundation, especially if you're super gentle and just layering this. I've never had any issues so far. And it just kind of brings a gorgeous glow back to the skin. It makes it look like you're wearing cream products all over the side of the face, even though it's just the highlighter that is. I also like to smile and add it to the apples of the cheeks, but I just really have been loving this, and I'm happy that I finally picked it up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dot this down the center of the nose as well, and a bit on the cupid's bow. And I'm just gonna take what's left and just kind of pat it right above the high point of the brow. Look at that, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and remove any foundation that got on the lips. Now I have a couple lip options. I'm going to show you all three of them and then I'll choose at the end. I have seen so many people talk about this, and it took me so long to buy it because it's from Dior, so it's kind of on the pricier end, and it's a lip balm. So I was like, I don't know if I want to buy like a Dior lip balm, but then I kept seeing people use it and I love lip balms, so I bought it. This is the Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver Lip Balm, and I have the shade 001 Pink. Here's what it looks like. Maybe I'll just apply it so you guys can see. I have been using this and I really do like it. The thing I like about this is, first of all, it's really comfortable, but it kind of just tints your lips to the perfect pink color. I almost feel like with this look, it's too pink, but I wanted to show you anyways because I have been reaching for this, especially on like just casual days where I have a basic bronzed face and like just mascara on. This has been a really great go-to lip color that's gonna kind of bring life back to the skin, but you don't have to worry about like using a lip liner or anything like that. So I've been really enjoying this and I wanted to show you because I just bought it. So that's what it looks like. I feel like I want something a little more nude though for this specific look. And I recently picked up a couple glosses from Colourpop. Sometimes I just throw in like random things in my orders because I buy from them all the time. But these are two of their new ultra glossy lips. It's from like what collection was this from? I can't remember what it's called, but they launched like a cranberry toned palette like a couple weeks ago. Anyways, these glosses were part of that collection, and so I bought Attention Haul and I bought Space Maker, and I almost feel like this one would be perfect, but it's a little bit light, so I'm gonna find a good lip liner to use. Let's see here. Okay, I think I want to use MAC Whirl underneath. I just feel like it would be really nice to have something a bit deeper, so I'm just lining and filling in the lips with this. Maybe I should have gone with something a little more pink. We'll try it, and worst case scenario, we can always change it up. All right, let's go ahead and go into Attention Haul. Ugh, I really do not like the brushes that they have on these glosses. I so wish it was just a doe foot applicator, because it just like leaves streaks. Ugh, no. It's a nice combo, but I need something more pink. Sorry, guys. Okay, I think I'll use maybe Thrive Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Jessie. This is usually a good one for light pink nude lips. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a bit better for the look I'm going for. Okay, let's try that underneath that same gloss. I don't want too much gloss over this, so I'm just gonna pat a bit on and then tap it in with my finger. Okay, there we go. I feel like that's a bit better for the effect that I was going for. All right, we're going to assess the situation really quickly. Just gonna pat on a bit more of the Hoola Light Bronzer to the forehead. I'm gonna take a bit of what's left on the blush brush and just kind of pat that as well. I don't wanna ruin the cream highlighter, so I'm just pressing that. Okay, I think that's how I want it. I'm just gonna touch the brows up really quickly, and then we will set the face with a new setting spray that I'm excited about. Before I forget, I need to buff off the mascara marks on the edge of the eye and also underneath. All right, this is another product that I threw in with a recent Colourpop order. I heard Kathleen Lights rave about this, and it was out of stock for a minute, and then it finally came back in stock, so I picked it up. This is from Fourth Ray Beauty, which is Colourpop's sister brand, and it's the Glisten Up Mist. And apparently this is supposed to be comparable to the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist and also the Farsali Rose Gold Mist, which is one of my favorites. So I'm excited to try this out. I'm just gonna give it a good shake and make sure the spray works. And let's go ahead and spritz the whole face with this. Oh, it's really spitting at me. Oh my. Oh dear. It smells like oranges. Okay, I'm using my fan. I'm going to be patient and just let that dry a little bit before I go in with my sponge. Okay, I'm going to take my sponge now and just kind of press everything into the skin. Okay, I'm going to do what I normally do and take a bit of powder. I'm just going to use the Thrive Cosmetics powder, and I'm just going to press this around the nose because I always get oily there, around the smile lines, on the chin, and a bit in the center of the forehead, and a bit on the tip of the nose too. I really like how everything looks though. The foundation is beautiful, the eyeshadow looks amazing. Of course, we will have to see how it wears. Since a wear test is very important in situations like this, I'm just gonna go ahead and set the brows with the Hourglass Clear Brow Gel. Okay, and that's it. We're gonna go ahead and do a wear test. It is currently almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the evening, but I have to say, I love how everything looks right now. We used a lot of hydrating products. Well, not a lot of hydrating products, but I guess I'm just interested to see how these two things combined with the foundation hold up throughout the day. I don't mind looking dewy, I just hate looking oily, and right now I'm really happy with the finish of the skin, but we're gonna have to see, you know, as we wear it through the day if that gets oily or if it stays like this. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a wear test. I will see you guys in my first check-in in a little bit. Okay, so I always like to do my very first check-in right in front of the window, right after filming, and here we are. I absolutely love how the makeup turned out. It's very me. Like, I feel like this eyeshadow look, are you kidding me? Like, it's me in an eyeshadow palette, so I'm super excited about it. Of course, we're gonna see how this wears. Ooh, look at the highlight in natural light. I really like this look. It's honestly what I feel super comfortable wearing, like on an everyday basis. So right off the bat, I really like everything, but of course the wear test is gonna really show us how things really are going to look by the end of the day. So I will see you guys in my next check-in. All right, so it's currently 5 p.m. So I've been wearing this for about 4 hours. And usually at the 4-hour mark, my skin looks really nice. I'm starting to see a little bit extra dewiness, a little bit of oiliness right here in the T-zone. That tends to happen to me, so I'm not shocked. especially since we used so many different hydrating products today. But overall, I've really enjoyed how my skin is looking. The eyeshadow looks great still, no creasing or anything like that. The lip products are starting to fade, but they're fading really nicely, so I really like that as well. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is just the T-zone. But again, it's not anything that I'm shocked by because honestly, this happens with most foundations for me since I do have combination skin and I tend to get oily in the T-zone a little bit. But the highlighter looks great. Like, look how pretty that is. It's really melted into the skin even more, and it's just made my face look dewy, which is nice, especially on the high points of the cheeks. So that's what we're looking like at 5 hours in. I will continue to wear it and we'll see how things go. Fingers crossed that it doesn't completely look like craziness at the end of the day, but I guess we'll have to find out. So I'll see you guys in my next check-in. All right, you guys, I am back. It is currently 11:44 p.m., which means I've had this makeup on for about 11 hours. Am I doing the math right? I'm pretty sure that's when I started the wear test, right? Yeah, so 11 hours, and listen, you guys, right before I was about to film this last check-in, I had an itch on the inside of my nose, okay? And I scratched it with my nail, and on this side I just immediately started to like almost sneeze and my eye started to water. So there's a little bit of breaking uppage on this eye here. Some of the mascara is gone and some of the eyeshadow is gone. I'm so bummed that that happened like right before filming. What are the chances? But anyways, let's talk about everything really quickly. You guys, the complexion, I'm so surprised it does not look overly oily at all. That was what I was worried about. But after things kind of like blended together with my natural oils, it did not get more oily than it was at hour 4. Like, it seriously looks the same. I wouldn't even need to touch up at this point. I still really like how it looks. I could touch up if I wanted to, but the forehead looks really, really nice. Everything wore absolutely beautifully. I kept catching glimpses of the eyeshadow in the light as the light went down, and as I turned on my house lights, the lights were a little bit more dim, and it really caught the light, and it just, I said light like 1,000 times. Anyway, it was a really sparkly, beautiful eyeshadow, and it made me love it even more because I was able to really see the dimension in a dimmer lighting setting, you know? So I'm obsessed with the eyeshadow palette, like beyond obsessed with this. I mean, you guys probably already knew that from when I first applied it. But yeah, everything on the complexion we tried, the primer, the contour even, I really like that actually. Even though it's so pricey, I really do like the shape that it gives my face. I do notice a difference. The foundation was beautiful. It's kind of settling into the lines here and kind of breaking up around the nose, but the fact that it stayed so neutral on my face as far as like the texture and finish goes, I'm really, really impressed with it, especially after 11 hours of wearing it. What else did we wear today? Oh, the blush stayed on the skin beautifully. The highlighter was beautiful. In fact, my husband really liked my highlighter today. He actually complimented that specifically. I felt like the Colourpop gloss was really beautiful. It did wear off faster and I didn't like reapply it. So yeah, I feel like everything that I wore today gets a thumbs up for me. There's nothing that I didn't really like. With that being said, I really did do my research on a lot of these products and I kind of knew that they were good because they were recommended by people that I personally really trusted as far as their reviews go. So I was hoping that I would like these as much as I do. I haven't seen anybody review this, but I will tell you right now, it's like perfect. I love this palette so much and I can't wait to keep wearing it. So yeah, everything was great. I'm excited to continue to wear it and see what sticks in my routine. We'll see if anything lands in my favorites video this month. But overall, I had a really great makeup day and I loved how everything looked. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun for you to see the kind of things that I personally have purchased with my own money and, you know, why I reached for them. And hopefully there was something new and interesting in this video or a product that you hadn't really heard anyone talk about. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for my video today. I better go wash off my makeup even though I don't want to because I loved it today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!